Oh, you're back again. So there you have it. This is the new roof. Overall, I'm very pleased with how it all turned out. As they say, hindsight's always 20/20, and there are a lot of things I would have done differently. I would like to have completely torn out the frame of this skylight and replaced it all instead of treating it with that mold chemical stuff. That mold stuff worked great. There's been no mold. I've taken off that inside the inside cover a few times and checked, and there's been no mold. Everything's solid. But I just would like to have torn it out and replaced it and done it right. I wish I had put in some sort of framing or something, as I mentioned in one of the videos, underneath the middle to lift it up, especially up front there. The front 1/3 or so seems like it kind of sags down a little bit. In a motorhome, the roof is domed a little bit. It's domed just slightly so the water runs off so you don't get any puddling. And by the front and back air conditioner both, I can really see there's a lot of water staining, a lot of evidence that the water is puddling up around that air conditioner. And I don't know if I can fix that at this point. I don't know if there's anything I can do to that to fix it, if I can take off that air conditioner again and put something inside there to lift that up. That may be something to explore. That may be a project to think about on down the line, just to lift up that middle of the roof a little bit more so it's domed out a little more. Would like to have put in wiring for solar. Now, we don't have any solar panels at this point, and we don't have any plans to buy any solar panels in the immediate future. But I've got that hole in the back where the TV was. It's not a hole through the roof because I roofed over it. But that would have been a great spot to, put some wires and just coil them up, or just have them sitting there and run the wires through the roof here so that it would be accessible later. And I can probably still use that same cavity, that same hole, just drill up through there, and that's where I'll run the wires. But then it's a matter of getting the wires down to the batteries, to the controller and the batteries. I don't know. That's a project for later on down the line. Overall, I'm guessing I have $3,000 in this roof job. The liquid EPDM itself, the 3 buckets, worked out to about $1,500. The roofing, the plywood panels were pretty expensive because they were $30 a piece. I bought the good stuff. Go with the good stuff and fix it once, fix it right. And with all the other different things that I replaced and did, and that paint that on the tape, that tape is expensive. All the the new skylight dome, the new fan, new vent covers and things. I'm just guessing it's in the $3,000 range, somewhere in that vicinity. This tape stuff is great. You're painting over it with the super elastomeric stuff, whatever it is. There's been no peeling or anything. This is late May 2017, and there's been no leaks. I'm still very happy with it. Happy with the tape job, happy with the way the tape is sticking down, and this paint does not come off. It doesn't rub off, it doesn't come off. It's fantastic stuff. Another thing I wish I had done is either start earlier, which I really couldn't do because I bought the thing in late 2013. I got started really as soon as I had it. But I probably should have waited until 2014, until it warmed up, and I could have done this in warmer weather. And then I wouldn't have had to worry about walking on it and putting the vent stuff together, all the roofing components back on while the roof was still curing. And I wouldn't have had to patch up some of the holes that I made with that stupid kneeling pad thing. I'm not worried about those holes. The rubber roof underneath was still wet, so the rubber roof sealed itself. The tape and the paint over the tape is really just added insurance. And as I may have mentioned once or twice, I'm a big believer in overkill, so let's put the added insurance over the top of it. But I'm not worried about those leaking at all. That's not a problem whatsoever. I chose the liquid EPDM rubber roof for a number of different reasons. I like that it flows over everything, seals up everything very well. I was a little concerned about putting that roof on, the rubber roof, the sheet rubber, and then cutting out the holes and then sealing those up and trying to get it lined up on the edges and get it, you know, covered up with the trim pieces. But the big thing, one of the big things was this is white and it stays white and it doesn't chalk off like the sheet rubber does. The sheet rubber roof is black roof with a white coating, a white film or white something on it. And that white coating powders off, and you can see in some of the early pictures, some of the early videos that I had, you can see even like my footprints in spots where you just walking across it had managed to peel off that white coating on the original roof. And there's not a problem with that. This is a filthy mess and needs to be cleaned. This is the winter storage location for this motorhome. I need to get this thing home and get the roof cleaned up, get the 2 vent covers put on. But I have a lot of other projects inside to work on. I have other projects outside. I still haven't replaced the awnings. That'll have to wait. That's not going to get done this year either. But inside I've got a whole bunch of tearing up to do, and hopefully I will try to make better videos of what I'm doing on the interior so that it makes a little more sense and it's not quite as tedious and boring. Who am I kidding? I'm tedious and boring. But thanks a lot for watching. Catch you next time.